Everybody can see it?
Yeah, Mataji, you can see that.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So we are reading the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 10, and verse number 9. Dhruva Maharaj fights with actions. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Devai lalataladmaiste Isubhi sarvayevahi Matva nirastam atmanam Asamsan karma tasyata Devai lalataladmaiste Isubhi sarvayevahi Matva nirastam atmanam Asan sankarma tasyata Devai lalataladnaiste Isubhihi sarvayevahi Matva nirastamatmanam Asmasan karma tasyata. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to recite?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Yeah, please.
I read it now.
Yes, Prabhuji, please go on.
Evoi lalata langastoini Ishubhihi sarva evahi Matva nirastam atmanam Asham sham karma tashyata. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. Anybody else want to recite?
Mataji, I am trying.
Yes, Prabhuji, please.
Devai lalata lagnastoi Ishubhi sharpa evahi Matta nirastam atmanam Ashangshan karma tashyata. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Mataji.
Devai lalata lagnastoi Ishubhi sarvayevahi Matya nirastam atmanam Ashamsan karma tasyatat.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, I am trying.
Yes, Mataji, please.
Devai lalata lagnastir Ishubhi sarva evahi Matva nirastam atmanam Asamsan karma tasyatat. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Anybody? Okay. We'll go to synonyms. Anybody wants to read synonyms, word meanings?
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji, go ahead.
They, boy, certainly, lalata lagnoi, intend upon their heads, toi, by those, ishubhi, arrows, sharve, all of them, eva, certainly, he, without fail, matva, thinking, nirastam, defeated, atmanam, themselves, assumption, praised, karma, action, tasya, of him, tat, that. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. Translation? Anybody wants to?
Okay, Mataji, I'll do the translation.
Yes,
Translation
please.
by Srila Prabhupada. When the heroes of the Yakshas saw that all their heads were being thus threatened by Dhruva Maharaj, they could very easily understand that their awkward position, and they concluded that they would certainly be defeated. But as heroes, they lauded the action of Dhruva. This spirit of fighting in a sporting attitude is very significant in this verse. The Yakshas were severely attacked. Dhruva Maharaj was their enemy. But still, upon witnessing the wonderful heroic acts of Maharaj Dhruva, they were very pleased with him. This straightforward appreciation of an enemy's prowess is a characteristic of real Kshatriya spirit. Thank you, Mother. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवी सरस्वतीं ततो जयमुदीरते नष्टप्राय सुभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टके मोकं करोति वाचालं भङ्गं यते गिरिं कृपामहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवम् ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. Prabhupada ki jai. So in this verse, so we are seeing the heroic actions of Dhruva Maharaj, how the other party is getting wounded. So by this verse, Prabhupada is explaining the spirit of fighting attitude. And we have been learning since the beginning of this chapter. So when his brother was killed, so he got so angry and he wants to take the revenge in the actions. So he went to fight with the actions. So this is the part of the fighting. When Dhruva Maharaj attacked, when he blew the conch shell, so they were started attacking Dhruva Maharaj. So that is the episode today's words. We are discussing with detailed in what Prabhupada is explaining in these words. Here we can see three aspects. Actually, Dhruva Maharaj is devotee of Lord. And we can see the real Kshatriya, what is the attitude of real Kshatriya, how they take the fighting. So whether it is really revenge or whether it is a sportive way. So like that, we can see the difference, how they are fighting. And also the other parties, the enemies, are praising Dhruva Maharaj. So that we can see in these words. These 3 points we are going to discuss today. First of all, Dhruva Maharaj is pure devotee of Lord. When you see the Bhagavad Gita introduction, the Prabhupada has given the mission of the Bhagavad Gita. So if you read that one, the mission of Bhagavad Gita, so actually in order to please the Lord, the whole Bhagavad Gita says the center point is we have to please the Lord. So devotees, while pleasing the Lord, sometimes they have to fight against adharma. So that's what Prabhupada also, Krishna also says to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. So you cannot sit ideally, you have to fight. So devotees, it's not their duty just sitting, chanting, and whatever, when there is a situation comes, they have to face the adharma. So they cannot sit ideally like that. They have to fight. That is the first mission of the Bhagavad Gita is given by Srila Prabhupada. So devotees, they never sit idly. So chanting and doing worship, when the situations come, they have to fight. And also they have to show the anger in the mood of devotional service. For example, if you take the Hanuman in Ramayana, so he is a servant of Lord. At the same time, he got angry on the Ravana's activities. So he is showing this anger in order to fulfill the devotional service, to satisfy the Lord Ramachandra. He is fighting against. He burned the whole Lanka. So that means out of love, he is doing. The love comes in the form of anger. So that is the mood should be like that. So they have to fight against dharma to please Lord, not for sense gratification. And if you see the life stories of so many Maharajas, so many devotees previous, when the Prabhupada was constructing the temples, and how they were fighting. Before there were so many bomb blasts, terrorists were attacking the camps where they were living, where they were putting the deities. So they were attacking. So that time the devotees so bravely they fight. They were fighting against the attackers. They don't sit ideally. They want to protect the deities. They want to protect the mission of Prabhupada. So that is the spirit. And also here also Dhruva Maharaj is a pure devotee. So even though he is in the angry mode, so he is a part of, he is doing his service is a part of devotional service. So that mode we can see in the devotees. So many devotees also, they sacrifice their lives in the protection of deities, in the protection of Prabhupada mission. For example, Bhakti Raghav Maharaj. So when he was in the Mayapur, so in early ages, when he started, he was staying with other devotees in the Mayapur. That time, suddenly, midnight, 12 o'clock, so bomb blast happened. So he, in order to protect the temple, in order to protect the deities and devotees, he was just fought with the attackers. So in that, he lost his leg. So even though the sacrifices, they feel that they are satisfying Lord, they are pleasing the Lord. And also the other point here we can discuss is what is the spirit of fighting? Spirit of fighting in the sportive way. So here we can see there are some examples in Mahabharata also, in the Krishna's pastimes also, when he was fighting with Jambavan. So Jambavan, he knows that he is a supreme personality of Godhead. So Krishna is fighting with him, so that he is showing his anger to please Lord. So sometimes Lord, he comes to perform this type of leelas. So he wants to fight with the devotees. He wants to enjoy that fighting mood. And so that's why if you see the Jaya Vijaya story also, so this is actually written by Krishna himself. So they have taken in the form of demons three times. So Hiranyakaspu, Hiranyaksha, Ravana Korma Karma, Sispala Dandraksha. So they have come in the form of these demons. Actually, what is the inside meaning? So Lord wants to fight. So he wants to fight in a sportive way. And also, if you see Jambavan also, so he knows the Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead, but they were fighting in a sportive way. It's not like that you want to kill. So they want to, the inner meaning, the motto is they want to please Lord. And the Lord gets pleased by in this way. He wants to fight. And also Bhishma Dev, if you see, so Veera Rasa, he wants to see Lord in the Veera Rasa. So these are all sportive attitudes. And here also we can see there's some the explanation given by Srila Prabhupada. What is that sporting spirit? Actually, they want to fight to kill the others, and they want to really enjoy the fighting. And if it is really Kshatriya, the spirit should be, they have to appreciate the others, how they are fighting. In this situation, Dhruva Maharaj was fighting with Akshas. So many Akshasas are attacked, but Dhruva Maharaj is single, was fighting with so many Akshas in a single-handed. Of course, he is a devotee of Lord, he is a great warrior, and so their heads were threatened like anything with 3 arrows. So in this way, the Akshasas, they know their position, upper position, they are going to defeat. Still, they understood he is a great hero, he is a great warrior. They themselves, they are thinking, see the fight, how Dhruva Maharaj is doing. So he is fighting so beautiful, and the spirit of the fighting also, they follow the rules. It's not like that they neglect the rules and they are doing whatever they want. They follow the rules. At the same time, they can see, they can appreciate how the other people are doing. So that is the real spirit of Kshatriya. Here in this episode, we can see that Yakshas are doing the same. They are appreciating the fighting heroic nature of Dhruva Maharaj. And also there is one incident in Mahabharata when Pandavas, they were doing the Vanavas exile. The last year, so Duryodhana, he wanted to show his opulence to them and to make them unhappy. How he is going to be king and how he is getting opulences, he wants to show. One day he went to forest where the Pandava were there with his full military forces and army and opulences with a nice chariot. He wants to show it. On the way, there was a Chitragandha, the Gandharva. He was also coming on the way. And both were they both were coming like this, and they have to give away each other. In that they want to decide who to go and who to go first. Then the Gandharva, so he fought and defeated Duryodhana. He took away the Duryodhana. Then the military of Duryodhana, what they did, they went to Arjuna. Please protect our king, Duryodhana. He was kidnapped by Chitragandha, the Gandharva. So Arjuna immediately he came and fought and released Duryodhana. So that time Duryodhana appreciated Arjuna so nicely, had done so nicely. That is the spirit. So even though he's an enemy, he was appreciating Arjuna and he offered boons. So whatever you want, you can ask. That time Arjuna, he didn't ask. Later he asked that boon during the time of war. So this is the spirit. Even though the enemies, they have to see, they can see how they are fighting so nicely and so in a heroic manner. So they appreciate. Exactly that is happening here. And also if you see another incident in Mahabharata, if you see Abhimanyu. So Abhimanyu is a very young, 16 years old boy. So he was fighting with big army, Maharathas everywhere. So he know how to go inside Chaturvyuha, but he didn't know how to come out of that. But he went so daringly, so in a heroic manner. So he was killed by the other party. So that time, all the other army, the Kauravas, they appreciated the bravery of the Abhimanyu. So there are so many instances. So even though the enemies, they can praise the other party. So if they are doing so nicely. So anybody wants to share some more examples?
The Vrittashur or Indra?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. So Indra appreciated the heroic nature of Vritrasura. Exactly, Mataji. Yeah. And any other examples? So exactly, we don't see always they are fighting in a mood of taking revenge to kill each other. No, there are some Kshatriya wars. It happens with a sportive way. So one more example in the Mahabharata, in the third canto or 10th canto also, we can see there is a monkey called Ruksharaja. So Ruksharaja is a stepfather of Vali and Sugriva. When he was fighting with Krishna, he got really dreadful, so dreadful. That means he was fighting. He came to know that Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. Actually, so he is fighting before he didn't know that Krishna is Supreme Personality. When he started fighting, he came to know that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That time he was very dreadful, very dreadful. That means he is scared how to fight with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That time Krishna said, don't worry, don't worry. So you are angry on me, you fight, just continue. You show your anger in the form of devotional service. I'll be so pleased. I'm so happy to fight with you. So that is the spirit. So here Krishna also appreciating his fighting nature, Vriksharaja. And at the same time, Vriksharaja also came to know that his Supreme Personality, he couldn't find, but Krishna assured, no, don't worry, show your anger in the form of devotion service to please me. Then they continue to fight. In the same way, so we discussed just before, Jaya Vijaya. So they don't want to fight with Krishna. So he asked, you want to go for 7 years as a devotee and 3 years as enemies. So it's option is there. You can select whatever you want. Jay Vijay as a great devotees, they don't want to leave Lord for many years as a devotee. So even though enemies, we can come quickly. Then three times. So they choose that they want to fight. So this is a plan of Krishna. He wants to enjoy that rasa, that sportive nature with others. So that's why sometimes he come and he fight with others. He enjoys that. And also in the same way, the devotees, they please, they are pleasing the Lord. And also if you see the Bhishma Dev, so he wants to see the chivalry rasa, the Veera rasa of Lord. So what is the Veera rasa? Anybody wants to say something about that? What exactly Bhishma wants to see?
He wants to see the Lord fighting, in the mood of fighting.
Yes. And also?
Vishnu also wanted Krishna to break his promise.
Yes. Yeah, that is there.
Krishna was so fighting in such a ferocious way. He wanted to break Krishna's promise to protect his devotees.
So that's actually at when. So he wants to see, he wants to break his promise, and he wants to see Lord in fighting. That is Veera Rasa, Chivalry Rasa. So actually he was pleased by that. He showed that to Bhishma Dev. So Lord also wants to enjoy that rasas. Actually, it is not only devotees wants, even Lord wants that rasas. That's why he was showing his mercy on devotees, and he was giving that opportunity to devotees see that rasas. So exactly happened to Bhishma Dev also. And so if you see the devotees are getting anger, exactly it is not anger it's supposed to be, it is a devotion, it's a part of devotion service. If you see the Bhagavad Gita, the entire whole Bhagavad Gita was given by the instructions given by Lord Krishna to Arjuna. So you cannot sit ideally. So Arjuna in the first chapter, he wants to go forest, he wants to give up everything. He doesn't want to fight because the opposite party is their family. So he's thinking about the selfness, that is that my family like that. So but Krishna is condemning that no, you have to fight. As it is a Kshatriya duty, you have to fight. You cannot sit ideally. So you show your anger in the form of devotion service to please me. At the end, everything is going to please Lord only, whatever you are doing to please. So whether you are doing devotion service, whether you are doing devotion service in a pleasing way, so doing chanting and doing abhishek, distribution, and also you are fighting for adharma. It is also service for Lord. So we think physically we can see the anger, but it is not anger. They have a love for Krishna. That anger turns to love. That is the devotion service. So anger also one of the rasa. If you see in Nectar of devotion, there are 12 rasas, 5 primary and 7 secondary rasas. The anger also one of the rasa. So actually Lord also enjoys that rasa. And anybody wants to say some more examples for this?
That's
Sorry.
okay.
Mataji,
Prabhu,
go
go. Prabhu, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, in Mahabharata, we also see that once Lord Shiva fought with Arjun Maharaj. I think it was Devi, Lord Shiva came in the form of a hunter, and they targeted the same beast. And Arjun said, "No, that's my position because I killed that pig first." And the hunter said, "No." There was a ferocious fight, and Lord Shiva was very pleased with Arjun's chivalry and his heroic deeds. And then, appeared himself, showed who he was. So yeah, there's such a fighting spirit. So the Lord sometimes annexed his leader to give a more ras, as you mentioned, even in form of krodha, anger. So yes, Mataji, thank you very much for giving so many examples.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing this incident. Yes, God always gives opportunities to devotees, show whatever rasas they want, but He enjoys at the end that rasa. If they are doing with pure hearted, with devotion service, even that anger, if you are showing that anger in the mood of sense enjoyment, it doesn't count as a devotion service. Then we cannot please Lord. But even though you are doing that anger in the form of devotional service, then it works. Suppose if you are, I'm giving little examples. Suppose there are children, parents, they always shout at them. So they have to understand why they are shouting for silly things like don't watch TV, don't play too much. But if they are showing the anger to correct them, if they want to put their children in the path of devotion service, that anger is useful. Even though you don't have a right to anger on children for the silly things. It was explained by Cyril Prabhupada. So show your anger on the children if you want to correct them. Not all the times do this. No instructions. If it is really you are going to anger on them, it is transforming them into devotion service, then your anger is useful. And also there are some other examples if you want to. So devotees also, they just making sometimes Prabhuji, you are doing like this, you are doing like this. So it's not like a pointing out whether it is making really sense. You are correcting them in the path of devotion service to please the Lord, whether that anger is good. So you have to understand if it is the anger also some value. You should not misuse it. So it has some value. So Prabhupada says, use your anger in the service of Lord, whatever it is there. And Mataji, you wanted to something?
Just I was yes, Mataji, thank you. Just I was remembering from Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita how to protect the Mayapur, Srila Prabhupada advised to Jayapataka Swami Maharaj to use the gun. Yes, to protect the Mayapur, yeah, because that time in the beginning it was very Dakat area, and area was not good. So when they are coming, the rural people, and Srila Prabhupada advised him, instruct him to use the gun.
Yes, exactly, Mataji. So what it means, because he got the authority to do that one. Prabhupada has given the authority, so he can do it. He is not doing whimsically. So to gratify his senses, he got some authority. So there is a story that the soldier, he wants to fight for the country by the authorities, like a government. So if he dies, he get the medal. So so that means he is following the authority. And also if that same soldier wants to kill his neighbor whimsically, so he will go to jail. Yeah, that is the difference. So you have to get the authority. So if Lord wants to do it, so you have to do it. In the same way, Arjuna also. The whole Bhagavad Gita and Lord Krishna is giving instructions to fight. He is giving the instruction, authority to fight. In that way, we can please Lord. Ultimately, even though Arjuna is not ready to fight, he is not willing to fight, ultimately he followed the instructions of Krishna and he fought. And finally, he got victory. So in the same way, if you are pleasing Lord, even though it may be some discomforts for you. So waking up in the morning, it is really discomfort, especially in this country. It is too cold. In order to get up also, you don't want it. But if you have a mood to please Lord, you get up. Even though you have some discomforts, finally you get perfect. You achieve the success. So any other Mataji, any other examples anybody wants to share?
Mataji, I want to share on this point that even when the Lord's service is, the devotional service is obstructed for some reason, we should need to stop that. We have to take action to stop that, to tap that source. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in case of Chatkaji, when he has obstructed the Sankirtan Mahajagya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has led the demonstration with fire, with sticks of fire in the hands in the house of Chatkaji, to make sure that Nam Sankirtan movement never stops.
Yes.
And this is also another example that the Lord has shown us that we should make all effort when there is an obstruction in exercising our devotional service. Whoever stops it, we have to fight with them if needed. Although devotees are very, very non-violent in otherwise and tries to resolve the issues by discussion, but when the discussion fails and violence is the only way out, in that case, the Lord has shown us the path that we should not also restrain user force to enforce it when needed, of course.
Yes, Prabhuji, exactly. So very nice point you shared, Prabhuji. Exactly. So we can stop. So if Kaji is a leader, so what he thinks, if you do like that, you cannot do. Lord shows us. That is the way. You have to fight against adharma. If you are getting any disturbances for the devotion service, you have to fight. There is no other option. So that's why, so whatever the reasons, whatever the situations, whatever the circumstances, the devotion service in the temples, they never stop. Always they do. So that means it is ever going process. Devotion service is a, so the services will not stop by any lockdowns, and services will not be stopped by any situation, weather conditions. So heat or cold, and the other situations, maybe something there is no funds, not enough food. So because of these reasons, the service will not be stopped. So even lockdown, so if you see recently, even in lockdown, the service is still going on simple. So some devotees, they were going and they were doing their services to please Lord. At the end, the principle is to serve Lord and to please the Lord. Always remember Lord and never forget Lord.
Hare Krishna Mataji. This is how the example, this online program is the same thing. Because of the lockdown, we're not able to contact in person and attend the classes. But due to the technological advancement, this has given an opportunity to connect each other and release this program. That is also part of that.
Yes, Prabhuji. So we have taken that advantage.
Yes.
So the technology, we are using it in a positive way.
Yeah, in the mood of servicing.
In the
Srila
mood of
Prabhupada.
service, yes. So the devotees always they think like that. How we utilize the facilities, use the circumstances, situations in the service of Lord. They don't mind whether it is good or not, whether it is enough. They don't see the situations. They always in the mood of serving Lord.
Hare
Any
Krishna.
other? Hare
One more
Krishna.
point.
Yes, sir.
In case of mantra, how should we look at it? She was envious and she incited KK. But because of her, the whole Ramayana took place. So should we say it was so she was doing some service?
Prabhuji, so we can say it is a part of Leela actually. And yes, Prabhuji, yes, Prabhuji. So this is the part of that Kaikeyi. So in a negative way, in that way also she is serving Lord. So because the Leela should go on, will not stop. So that is a just like an instrument. Yes. So Kaikeyi, she had a just like acted as an instrument to please the Lord in that episode, in that Leela. Yes, Prabhuji. So even though see Jagai Madai, there are so many other examples, not only Kaikeyi, even in the other examples like
Suruchi. Suruchi's
Yes,
example.
yes, in the Dhruva,
yes.
yes, in this episode also we can see these are just instruments, Prabhuji. So to run that episode, to run the Leela, so Lord has chosen those characters. So one should be bad and one should be negative. One should be positive, one should be negative. Then only the highlights, we can highlight the positive nature. So that is they are acting their roles actually. They are acting like instruments in the service of Lord. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, yes, I would like to share in this regards.
Yes, Mataji.
Our Guru Maharaj Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj was giving the example. When you are seeing the drama, what you see? How do you take it? When you will get the most pleasure? If there is fight and if there is villain, then we will. Then the drama is interested.
Yes.
Otherwise not.
So,
that's why the Lord Krishna's all activity with all these things, all change and ups and downs. For
yeah, it's this is also rasa. He enjoys actually. Otherwise, why he has to fight with the demons? Why because he is a loving personification. So why he wants to take a fight? So he wants to enjoy all the rasas.
Rasas, yes.
Yeah.
Even Hare Krishna. Even you see the happiness, unhappiness. These two things are always parallel. Because to enjoy the happiness, you need unhappiness. Then you only understand the importance of happiness.
Happiness, yes.
So this two duality is also a part of that.
Yes. Yeah. In the same way, in the Ramayana also, Kaikeyi, so otherwise there is no cause to go forest. Somebody has to make that reason. They have to leave the home and it should be that severe reason. Otherwise, Lord is a king. Lord Ramachandra is a great, he's going to be king very soon and everybody loves him. Who is going to lose him? So just like that, he cannot go leaving kingdom. There should be strong reason. So these are some instruments.
Even our Dhruva Maharaj went to forest. The reason is to please the Lord. So all this, happenings is all because of the main target is to please the Lord. So he took all the austerities and everything, all aspects of happiness, unhappiness, these all sorts of things happen only to please the Lord. The ultimate goal was there.
Yes, Prabhuji, exactly. So, any other points? So,
there doesn't seem to be any more comments or reflections. So,
I will conclude this.
Okay, Mataji. Should I conclude?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.
Our great Savitri Mataji ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Vanchakalpatarubhasya,
Namo Namo Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai.
Gaur Kami Hari Bol. Yeah.
Right.